Erin's going to be a major hurricane, the first hurricane and the first major hurricane of the season in the Atlantic. We'll get to all that in the forecast coming up here. But first, I want to talk about the heat wave across Maine and New England. This is a bona fide official heat wave because 3 days of 90 degrees without the humidity. Okay, so yeah, let's get into the temperatures here the next few days. Today, on your Tuesday, will be the hottest day, and it'll be hottest in Maine, especially heading up towards the county, heading inland here. You've got all this heat and humidity that's going to be building. Now, the one saving grace with this heat wave is going to be that the dew point, the measure of moisture, is going to be in the 60s for dew point, not widespread mid-70s. So we're close to 70, but all in all, that is our one saving grace. So the heat index is going to be mid-90s, close to 100. If it was in the 70s for dew points, you'd be well around 105 or so. So that's Tuesday. Wednesday, same thing, heat and humidity. And then here comes the cold front Thursday. Now, the cold front clears the coastline Thursday, but it's still going to be warm and humid. This is not a strong cold front. However, things do cool down before that heat's going to return for the weekend. You see here on Saturday, or back in the mid-80s, okay, typical August stuff with that breeze coming in out of the south and west, okay? And then back into it again Sunday. We'll see about the following week. Now, let's get to Erin, okay? I got to talk about Erin. It is a tropical storm as of 5 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday. Here is that center, okay? It's going to trend a little bit down to the south as a storm, then a hurricane by Wednesday, and then a major hurricane by Sunday, okay? Long time to talk about this storm. And then the question is going to be, does it go here and split the goalpost between Bermuda and the East Coast? Does it go towards the Bahamas, which is not looking likely right now, or does it just recurve completely out to sea? Right now, the thinking is that this goes right here and splits the goalpost and goes in between Bermuda and gets scary close to North Carolina here and the Outer Banks. Okay, but right now, because of the weakness in the atmosphere, as the ridge breaks down, the subtropical ridge breaks down here. And remember, with the tropics, these storms, their job by Mother Nature is to take latent heat from the equator and take it up to the pole, North Pole. In our situation, we're obviously here on the north side of things. So the goal would be to find the least path of resistance, which would take it, if you have a little ridge coming in here, okay, and you've got your, trough, and you have your ridge here, it's going to want to go and sneak in, okay? They try and sneak and ride that basically ridge underneath the trough, okay? So it's not going to try and take on this big trough, the subtropical ridge. Not going to take on this ridge. It's not going to go there. This is too strong. This is going to decide where it goes. But if you have a little trough here that weakens the ridge enough, then that opens the door, okay? It opens the door to get it west of Bermuda, and then it races up to the north, okay? So that would be the forecast. However, even if it misses, because right now it's only a 5% chance that it's going to hit the mainland, even if it misses, okay, there's still going to be impacts. I'll talk about that here in just a second. So let's take a look at the forecast. You see here from the European model, which tends to overdo the ridge, the strength, okay, but generally the consensus here takes it right here, okay, splits the goalposts in between the mainland, in between Bermuda. I would still in Bermuda watch very closely, even though Bermuda is a lot more fortified. This happens pretty frequently to them still. Bermuda would be the spot. If I'm a storm chaser, you're going to Bermuda next week and you're getting ready for, this weekend, next week, you're getting ready for it. And then I would put myself on the Outer Banks, okay? If you are watching the storm and you're getting scared because the potential of a Category 3, 4, 5 hurricane in the Atlantic, okay, have a hurricane plan in place. Right now, from basically Miami, which is right around here, all the way up to Maine, you have to have your hurricane plan in place. This is probably not going to make it into the Gulf. Unlikely. It's too far north. It would have to basically go over the islands, go over Cuba to get into you need a stronger ridge, okay? The ridge would have to be here, okay? You'd have to really, really kind of push it down there. So that's probably not going to happen. This ridge is going to slide here. The trough comes in, okay? And then here's your window. Somewhere in here is your window for the escape, Okay, the great escape for the storm. However, and I promise I'll talk about impacts, there'll still be impacts, even if it is a miss. It's likely a miss for as far as the mainland, as far as a landfall. But this is a look at the wave height. Okay, the wave height, there's a lot of wave energy coming into the East Coast. Talk about erosion and rip currents galore. This is going to be next week. So big time waves, seas building, okay, and that'll be all the way up and down the East Coast up into Nova Scotia. That will be in the next 7 to 14 or so days, week to 2 days, okay? Really, it's going to start to build, okay? These wave heights are going to build starting right around August 19th, and then they really start to top out over towards, Cape May, New Jersey, and in North Carolina, okay, out there on the coastline. I mean, the Outer Banks, yeah, big time waves. So that's the theme with Erin. It's the only player in town right now, only thing to talk about, but I'll be watching it very closely. It's certainly worth watching, but right now I would not panic on the East Coast right now, but I would have your hurricane plan in place. But right now, the trend is for it to be a indirect impact. It's going to miss direct impacts, which is the difference between catastrophic and some rip currents and some erosion, which will take the erosion and the rip currents any time of the day versus catastrophe, right? So that's the forecast. Thank you for watching that. Let's take a look now at the forecast in Maine in more detail. And here we go. Sun is out, no clouds today, a couple. Heat wave day number 2, hottest day of the heat wave is today. Tomorrow won't be that far off, and then thunderstorms on Thursday. So not widespread, but we'll take it. Any bit of rain. 89, 88, 77. The mountains are not going to be as hot as inland. There's your thunderstorm activity on Thursday. Scattered, not widespread. This is not going to be a big deal for rain. The heat, 96, 93, plus humidity close to 100 today. And then see 85, 83, 85, 87, okay? And then next week looks very nice, 70s. 85, 81, 80 at the coastline. Don't expect a lot of thunderstorms to make it down from the north with these systems here, these weak fronts this time of the year. But there certainly will be a few downpours for sure. And then next week, 70s, lows in the 50s. That looks very close to like September. So we'll take that, every bit of that. That's the forecast. Thank you for watching. Jason Nappy Weather.